The city created the HousingTO Action Plan because if you go back to the past, we had a series of silos, different kinds of initiatives, and there was never really kind of an overarching look at the housing needs the city had so that you could be sure that you could build a city and have a city in which everybody's needs could be met for housing.
The City of Toronto is committed to advancing truth, reconciliation, and justice. We have embarked on a number of key partnerships with our Indigenous stakeholders. The recent MOU that we've entered into, the Memorandum of Understanding with Mizrahi Development Corp, is a first step in advancing some of the housing commitments specifically. We know there's a lot more to be done. It can only be successful if it supports the self-determination of Indigenous peoples.
I think that the city, particularly under the leadership of John Tory and Anna Bailau, really have shown a commitment to engage with the Indigenous community. The city has said that they are committed to building 5,000 affordable housing units for the Indigenous community over the next 10 years. That's an ambitious target. It's not ambitious in terms of the need. It's not that if you build 5,000 affordable units, the housing problem has gone away. It's ambitious because 5,000 affordable housing units just for the Indigenous community is 500 units a year. That's going to take a lot of effort.
It's incredibly important that there's initiatives that are for Indigenous, by Indigenous folks, that are led by Indigenous people. Often the colonial approach in Canada, which has failed miserably in many instances, has been colonial officials feel they know what's best for a group of people they have often very little understanding of. The for Indigenous, by Indigenous approach often works the best.
When you're in a homeless situation, anything simple is now compounded by so many other factors, and anxiety level never drops, because if you don't do this, then you're kicked out. But now, I've got my own little space, and my place is beautiful. First thing my friends walk in, go, "No way!" Just, hey, this is a Native initiative.
It's been really important that the city has been able to make progress over the last year on housing and homelessness, because we've seen real pressure grow in this area, and we've really tried to accelerate our delivery and our actions on housing.
The beautiful part about Housing Now is that it leverages land that the city already owns. It's such an efficient method to get to the delivery of the workforce housing, that affordable rental housing that we're trying to create.
The amount of projects that we were able to put forward through these programs and that we were able to deliver clearly shows that Toronto and our nonprofit housing sector partners are ready to deliver.
Toronto Alliance to End Homelessness, our vision is that homelessness become rare, brief, and non-recurring in the City of Toronto. One of the successes that we've had in working with the city is that is now also the vision in the Housing Charter and in the HousingTO Action Plan.
The Neighborhood Land Trust is a community land trust that removes land from the speculative real estate market and assures that that land is used to meet community needs, and in particular, affordable and supportive housing. And so when we remove the land from the market, we make a commitment to the community that we're going to preserve those properties as permanently affordable indefinitely. The Community Land Trust is an amazing partner to the city because we both share the value of wanting to create permanent long-term housing solutions.
Through this partnership, the United Church is looking to maximize social impact. Our real estate development model is about looking at community assets in an inclusive way and unlocking value for social purpose, including affordable housing. By developing property and maintaining it in the common good, we're able to keep those vital community assets in the communities in which they were built.
I'm very pleased that such a robust partnership has developed between University of Health Network and the City of Toronto. Many of our patients, particularly patients who would very frequently use our emergency rooms across sites, are people who are experiencing homelessness. So some of our most frequent users are those who are in emergency rooms, not necessarily because of medical emergency, but there was nowhere else for them to go. So UHN created its social medicine initiative, and then closely working with the city, really began looking at where and how we could address this in a systemic and meaningful way.
What I'm most excited about is the relationships of health, the City of Toronto, the not-for-profit sector, the broader commitment in the Canadian conscience of how important housing is as a human right, as a structural determinant of health. The pandemic has made it clear how critical it is to have shelter and housing as a foundation for well-being and belonging in this country that we love.
We are huge fans of the Mayor's HousingTO initiative. We applaud what the Mayor and City Council is doing on housing now, so critically important, and the movement, the accelerated movement on modular housing. Just modular housing alone that was unleashed in 8 months during a pandemic, and I think it's generated somewhere in the neighborhood of 150 to 250 more units very quickly. So we're fully on board with all these initiatives and would love to help scale them up beyond that.
Housing is a public health issue, it's a social issue, it's an economic issue, and it's a climate issue. And so in 2030, I hope that we have still lots of mixed income communities, but I do hope that our plan has been able to help more than 300,000 residents across our city.